Breaking right now, Meghan Markle is being roasted on both sides of the Atlantic this week because of her As Ever brand launch. Meghan McCain, former host of The View, daughter of the former Republican vice presidential candidate John McCain, used to be a fan of Duchess Disaster. Well, not anymore. Angela Levin, Prince Harry's biographer, our royal mastermind, as you can see with me now. Angela, wow, Meghan Markle has well and truly lost Meghan McCain. This is bad, isn't it? Because these were people who were natural allies to her.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, well, when she first went to America, everybody believed what she said, and they all thought she was wonderful and she was charming. But when you see how she deals with people and her behavior and her ridiculousness and her lack of appreciation of our royal family, then it all tends to drop off. And the more it drops off, the more you see what sort of person she is. I mean, I think people who see her with Harry and what she's doing is absolutely dreadful. I think it's enough to make anybody ill, actually. I think 1 minute you're kissing them and hugging them and holding them and, gazing into their eyes. And the next minute, he's actually an assistant and does what he's told. And the things that he hates, two things that he hates, she's completely ignored. And I feel if you love somebody, you don't for a minute think that you will get rid of the things that they really, really care about. You can have arguments about loads of different things, but not the two most important things, which she has completely dropped. One is don't show the children to people because he's very scared of what might happen to them and he doesn't want them to be shown. I think that's, it might be difficult for the children, but I think he has a prerogative of saying that. And she did that while he was on the Invictus Games in Canada. So he had really nothing he could do about it.
All right, let's start with Meghan's latest disaster. Her newest attempt at a rebrand, As Ever, is being called a total failure. It's vague, confusing, and completely unoriginal. It's just another attempt to seem deep without actually doing anything. And now, even U.S. stars like Meghan McCain are mocking it. And here's why this is important. The U.S. was Meghan's last stronghold. The British public has rejected her. The royal family wants nothing to do with her. And now, even American celebrities are calling her out. And folks, this proves what we've been saying all along. Meghan Markle is not the superstar she thinks she is. Hollywood is losing interest. And without the royal family, she has nothing left.
So that's shocking. We saw her running across grass, bare feet, at their home. And you saw this little girl, sweet, very thin little girl, and nothing like some of the other pictures we've seen. And this was the most recent, I think. And the other thing is that she has actually made that she's joined she's got back into the idea of Instagram. Sorry,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's using Instagram, which he absolutely hates, and he's worked very hard for several years to help people not use it. And they set up a parents network to help parents whose children have committed suicide or been harmed by something on social media. And that's gone too, because she seems to be on it all the time, non-stop. And so Harry's lost that. So the things he's really cared about, he's now a lost man. And I think as I said, if you love somebody, why would you want them like that? He's now of no use to her. She's got what she wants, but he does to make a little noise at the front at the beginning of when she was talking, so that we knew that he was there. So that meant, okay, he's there. I can now carry on and say what I want to say and blow him. Shocking.
Indeed, it really is shocking. And of course, we saw yesterday Meghan Markle reveal her mood board. And this mood board is very significant to me because it was something that she did previously when she was trying to get into the royal family with lots of royal items in the mood board. Now she's gone the total other way, and she's providing all of these parts of the TIG and these bizarre sort of hippy-dippy quotes which don't match up at all. Not to mention, by the way, the picture that looks like she's kissing Prince William, which we discussed yesterday. However, Angela, I did just want to remind you of what Megyn Kelly had to say about Meghan Markle and mood boards, because this was a big revelation that a lot of people have forgotten.
By the way, it's not for nothing, Dan, but I have it on very good authority now that she had a whole vision board of her life with the royal family and of the royal family themselves and Prince Harry when she was married to husband number one. Happened to have a good source on that. That's
No
the woman,
way.
the global icon.
So she planned this all along. That's what it comes down to. Wow, fascinating insights.
And here's where it gets even worse. People are finally seeing how Meghan treats Harry. Now let's talk about the most shocking claim of all. She controls his public appearances. She forces him into projects he hates. And he's completely lost his identity. This is why people are worried about Harry. He looks miserable in public. He's constantly being overshadowed by Meghan. And every move he makes is carefully orchestrated by her.
So, it's not just Meghan McCain. Is it Angela Levin? She's been exposed by... I like to think Megyn Kelly and Meghan McCain are like, they're the good Megans in America, right? Not the Meghan Markle.
Yes, absolutely. They're terrific. And I don't think they ever say anything that's actually nasty unless they've got good proof. They just say things about her that are true, and they don't mind what anybody else thinks because they've got real information about that, and I think that's fair. They do it in a nice way, nice voice, smiling, where she would be screaming and shouting and stamping, and she's just not a very nice person.
Very true, very true. And actually, on a similar note, I wanted to show you, Andrew, and I'll get you to react off the back, but this is really fascinating analysis from Bethany Frankel. Now, for people who don't know, Bethany Frankel was actually initially someone who found fame as the runner-up on The Apprentice, but the Martha Stewart version back in 2005. She's now best known as one of the original cast members from the Bravo reality series, The Real Housewives of New York. But she also had a spin-off series called Bethany Ever After. So she knows all about Angela brands and dealing with this type of world. Her lifestyle brand is called Skinny Girl. So she's had a lot of success. And she's not a Meghan Markle hater, right? She's not a Meghan Markle hater. She's not someone who has particular skin in the game. But that's why I think her take on why As Ever has been such a disastrous launch is really worth listening to. So Angela, let's watch along and I'll get you to react off the back.
Meghan Markle can't win for losing. So you guys were irritated that that trailer for her show was perfect, like Martha Stewart, real simple, perfect. And then you were irritated that she was super all natural, describing her new brand coming out where the name has changed from, I guess, American Orchard to As Ever. And I think the reason she can't win for losing is that there is a lack of identity and understanding as to exactly who she is to the audience. Like, first we're in Montecito and it's all perfect, which would have been fine. Commit to the bit because they do live in, I think, like $23 million house in Montecito, and it is pretty pristine. So commit to that bit. But I feel like because of a reaction from you guys, now it's more natural and just delivering really unfiltered, fresh out of bed content. And that is turning people off because they're like, wait, what happened to the perfect content? And then the name changed to Ever After. Someone on social media said it's because it was denied. The trademark was denied. So rather than just tell the true story, it's like another reason why the brand is called something else. And I think what's going on is since the two of them left the monarchy, They've never been able to really get their footing because there's an identity issue, like who she used to be pre-royal to who she wants to be post-royal, what his role was as a royal to what his role is now as a post-royal. And I think it's not a branding issue, and I think it's an identity and an authenticity issue. But it's hard for people to be authentic when they're not really sure on their own who they are or what it is. And you can never let the market decide what you do or what you sell or what you produce. Like even in product, I never let what a partner or a retailer tells me I have to do dictate what I have to do. What I want to do is inside. And that's what I think the problem is. They just want everyone to like them so badly and to be accepted and to figure out who they are and what their identity is, that they're flailing, and it never lands with you guys. You guys are just too emotionally intelligent and too good at branding, marketing, and just understanding the human psyche. No one can get anything past you guys.
And here's what makes this even worse. Meghan knows Harry hates the media spotlight on their kids. He has repeatedly said he doesn't want Archie and Lilibet exposed to the press. And yet Meghan did it anyway, while Harry was away at the Invictus Games. She made sure he had no control over the situation. Folks, this is not how a healthy marriage works. At what point does Harry wake up and realize he's trapped?
I found that really fascinating analysis, Angela Levin, from Bethany Frankel, because it's true that there's been a total 180 after the backlash from the Netflix trailer, which just shows there's nothing authentic in what she does.
Yeah, but also, I mean, Meghan most certainly, and Harry is lagging behind, but feels the same. They still can't get over the fact that they've left the royal family. They still want to, I mean, Meghan still wants to hang on to her title. Now, why does she want to do that when she can't stand it and she doesn't want to go to the UK and she doesn't want to have anything to do with the royals? I mean, it's an extraordinary way, and you're being pulled in different directions. And the other thing is, you know, if she just left it, if they just moved on, but they can't move on after 5 years now. It is absolutely sad. And she doesn't have a grain of gratitude about the royal family. She doesn't actually acknowledge that she's been made one of the richest and most known women in the country, I mean, in the world. But she doesn't sort of think, well, that's wonderful, they've helped me do that, even now I don't like them. But she makes sneers and negative hints about them as much as she can. I can't understand why she wants to do that, why they both leave that. She's failed, you see. It's a huge failure because she hasn't got what she wanted. She wanted to help out sort of part-time and then go off and do what she wanted for the rest of it. But she couldn't do that. I mean, it's not just because they're royal, but a company doesn't want that either. You know, they don't want you going off earning money out of a place, which she shouldn't. I mean, royals can't take advantage of being royal and spend the money on themselves. They're there to help people in the country and, you know, do good things. But she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to be told what to do. So she's eating herself up at the same time as trying to launch a business. So it's very resentful. The whole thing is, and the whole thing about her, the TIG, her lifestyle blog. She had to give that up, and she's now feels that she can say how ghastly it is. Now she can tell us all, as if we're desperately waiting to hear about the TIG. I mean, I can't believe many people are, but there we are. I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening, but I haven't been able to share it with you for some time in the past few years, but now I can. Well, this is a hint of being nasty about the royal family, but, you know, she's got a lot out of that.
Now let's get to the big question. Are Meghan and Harry finished in Hollywood? Netflix is frustrated with their content. Spotify canceled their deal. Even A-list celebrities are keeping their distance. So what happens next? Does Meghan keep pushing for more PR stunts? Will Harry finally start distancing himself? Or will their entire brand collapse in real time? And here's what's really fascinating. Their brand was always based on victimhood. They need conflict to stay relevant. Without royal drama, they have nothing. And now that people see through them, they're out of options.
I know, and by the way, as well, it's just not true either, Angela. What she's claiming is just not true. The royal family genuinely thought that she should keep acting. They wanted to encourage her to keep on with her career. If she had said, look, it's my bottom line, I'm going to keep doing the TIG, that would have been okay. The problem was that she gave everything up. Then she wasn't happy, you see, and then she regretted it. But it was her who chose to give it up. Angela, the other thing I just wanted to show you, because there's, you can look at it in two ways. From Bethany Frankel, we had the very good analysis, the business analysis, and I agree with it. But some people are just having a real laugh about the disastrous launch of this brand. And I wanted to show you this TikTok from a guy called J. Henry Lee, I think it is, J. Henry T, because it's just very funny. But the way that he depicts Meghan Markle is always the way, Angela, that you depict Meghan Markle, just in a very different context. So have a watch of this.
Miss Markle, I just got an email from the guys upstairs about the show, and they just think that what with all of the social injustice and poverty and suffering in the world at the moment, that a program about a very privileged couple baking cakes and harvesting honey with all of their rich celebrity friends on their palatial grounds might not strike the right tone, and they're just a little bit concerned about the optics. That's fine, absolutely fine, I'll tell them. Oh God, sorry, can I just lean across you and grab my pen?
Very funny, right, Angela?
Isn't that brilliant? That's absolutely brilliant. Yes, she doesn't see that, and all the changing of the titles and everything. I mean, I can't imagine that in today's world that women would have all the time to spend most of the day watching Meghan and doing all these complicated things and silly things like putting leaves in ice cubes and decorating cakes, with minute little leaves. It's all got to be done. I don't think women are like that anymore. They're working, they're busy, they have families, or they are expert at what they're doing and cooking, and they don't need Meghan to tell them what to do, because I don't know that she actually cooks anything for that. I think she fiddles around, but I don't think she actually spends her time over an oven sweating to get things done.
No, indeed. Indeed. Now, Angela, there has even been backlash, though, in the broadsheet newspapers in the UK this week. And I wanted to share with you a couple of examples of that. So firstly, we had from Hilary Rose, Meghan's rebrand had suspense and self-congratulations. This is in the Times. I'll take you through some of it. Let us be clear, snorting with laughter is undignified. It is not why Meghan spent so many hours having her makeup applied to look as if it wasn't there. It is not why Harry got out of bed when the Californian light was just right to say it's recording and hand her a phone, his duty's complete. And it is not why Meg's expert team poured all their knowledge of Hollywood production values into a homespun little nugget of this week's truth. Yet my truth is that I laughed.
At this rate, 2025 could be the year where Harry and Meghan become completely irrelevant. Meghan's as ever rebrand is a disaster. Hollywood is done with her. Even U.S. stars like Meghan McCain are mocking her now. Harry looks completely miserable. Angela Levin says Meghan is making him ill. Are Meghan and Harry finished? At some point, even their biggest defenders have to admit they have no influence left. They burned too many bridges, and the world is moving on without them. Is Meghan Markle destroying Prince Harry? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.